Coco Gauff standing on business as her family is in town and everyone's excited as Coco Gauff goes on a tear against big game Sofia Kenin. As always, this video is brought to you via the Doctrine of Fair Use, the Fair Dealing, and the Digital Millennium Act. A short day at the office for Sofia Kenin, ladies and gentlemen, as Coco Gauff takes care of business with a double bagel in less than 1 hour. Are you kidding me, guys? For only the second time in her career, big game Sofia Kenin is served a double bagel. Trivia time. Go to the comment section. Can anyone name the only other player to deliver Sofia Kenin a double bagel in a match? Coco Gauff does it today in Miami. That's right, guys. She's in her hometown state, and she's feeling comfortable. She's excited, and she finishes this match in record time. Now, listen, guys. Coming into this tournament, the Miami Open, Coco Gauff, guys, for the very first time since becoming world's number 3 in the world, she has not been at least in a tournament having the third best odds to win it. That's right, guys. She had the 4th best odds to win this tournament behind number 3, Mira Andreeva, plus 650. If you think Mira can win the Miami Open, her third WTA 1000 championship in a row, put $1 on Mira and you'll win back $6.50. If you think Iga Swiatek will win the Miami Open, if you put $1 on her, you'll get back $3. And that's the same with Aryna Sabalenka. However, Coco Gauff, guys, if you think she can win the Miami Open, if you put $1 on her, you'll win back $11. That's right, guys. She has the 4th best odds to win the Miami Open. And I think that's disrespect to Coco Gauff, the future of tennis. But, guys, after that impressive 9-0 start to the year, she's been on kind of a slump, right? Let's just be honest. And I think the experts, the odds makers, the fans kind of think Coco's not going to win the Miami Open. But after this very impressive performance against big game Sofia Kenin, Coco Gauff would say in the post-match interview, she feels right at home, ladies and gentlemen. And yes, she's comfortable because this is, in terms of her residence, where she grew up, this is the closest she is to friends and family, right? And I will tell you, having gone to the Miami Open several times, this center court, it's one of the best, guys. When you leave the arena, there's several high-end restaurants where you can get some good food. And I think of all the tournaments in the United States, including the Indian Wells, including the U.S. Open, I think the Miami Open in this center court, I think they have probably some of the better food options. Now, I will say Toronto, the Montreal tournaments, they have really good food. And, of course, the price point is cheap because, you know, the value of the dollar when you go into Canada, you get more for your buck. But Coco Gauff is right at home, ladies and gentlemen, as she gets the job done in record-breaking time. And she played very well. I mean, she only had 2 double faults, one coming late, all right? She got 71% of her first serves in play. She won 84% of her first serves. That was around 90% for most of the match. But this is where she did damage. 6 for 9 on breakpoint opportunities. She won 70% of big game Sofia Kenin's first serves. 83% of her second serves. Sofia had one opportunity to break Coco. Coco prevented it. And listen, guys, Maria calling this match said after this match, as Kenin was walking off the court, she said, I think Kenin probably wants to retire after this match. This was horrible. And the way Coco looks, who's going to beat Coco? She just gave Sofia Kenin a double bagel. Now, listen, I'm not going to talk too much about the Indian Wells. I think that match against Belinda. And listen, I'm going to talk about what Renee said, because this is how you know I'm an expert. I know what I'm talking about. What have I said about Coco? You see how she dominated in Saudi Arabia? Indoor courts, guys. When we factor the elements, right? The Indian Wells, there's wind, The courts played very horribly in my condition, and a lot of the experts agreed. The way the ball travels through the air, very different from morning matches, afternoon matches, in contrast to playing later in the evening, right? It's just playing in the desert. It's not really about being the better player. Of course, I mean, that always factors in. But I think it's about more mental. Who can adjust or deal with the elements better, right? Because, look, if you're an amazing shooter and you're playing outside in the park and the wind's blowing, affecting your shot, if you let that frustrate you, that's going to take away from your natural ability, of course, but it's going to make you a lot more angry if you let it get to you. And then everything's out the window from there. I personally think when we're factoring indoor hard, which I say all the time, it's a different animal. There's no elements. Coco's the fastest player on tour. Her footwork's the best. Her defense is the best. Her power carries a lot better indoors, right? There's no elements to worry about, when adjustments to make. Coco Gauff, and this is why I think we need a fifth slam that's an indoor hard tournament, because you will really see who the best tennis player is, right? That's my personal opinion. Having played outdoors and indoors, I can tell you that if you're fast and your footwork's amazing, it's going to be good whether it's indoor or outdoors. However, indoors, there's no elements to worry about. You know that you're going to feel mentally more confident and you're going to perform better. This is why Coco dominates on indoor hard. And in my personal opinion, I thought she should have played the upper lens. That's a 500. Get it out the way. That would have kept her in shape, kept her in form, and she'd probably have another trophy, right, in the collection. Guys, Coco Gauff down in Miami. Taylor Fritz said it best. Now, look, it's still outdoor, but the reality here is with this huge center court, you're a lot less exposed to the elements like a BNP Paribas, where that wind is just coming through the desert. There's sandstorms, all sorts of things going on. Taylor Fritz said the courts here in Miami, they play a lot faster than the Indian Wells, and he's more comfortable playing here in Miami. And I think Coco is. It shows here today with this huge, very impressive win. What's next for her, ladies and gentlemen? Stay tuned. I'm going to cover more matches. We have a lot of matches actually going on right now. We have Gabriela Elena Ruse. She takes out Magdalena Frach. That's right, guys. Jasmine Polini back playing fast here in Miami. Her speed. Look, she looked horrible against Ludmilla in the desert, but again, it's the elements. A lot of those faster players, the Leylah Fernandezes, the Jasmine Polinis, the Cocos, they're going to struggle in the desert. And the reality here, she takes out Shramkova. Kenwin Jung, she's back in the winning column. Congratulations there. She takes out little Lauren Moneyline Davis. Listen, guys, what about Sabalenka? She's taking on Victoria. She's taking on Tomova right now. She's up 4-1. So that's going to be a good match. Stay tuned for that. Magda Linette, her and Ekaterina, they're tied 3-3 right now. I can't wait to check out Ons, right? Ons Jabor's coming up. She's taking on Katerina Siniakova. But I want to talk about Leylah Fernandez. Her and Alicia Parks just went at it. A lot of good matches to discuss, guys. But Coco Gauff standing on business. She takes care of business. And personally, again, I think being here home at Miami, she's mentally relaxed. She's focused. She's confident. And Danielle Collins is the defending champion here. But you got to watch out because we now have several Americans inside the top 10. They're all here in Miami. And in terms of Coco Gauff, she said in the post-match interview, she hopes an American wins this tournament, preferably her. Tennis and Man will be back.